Josh here with Blue the Collective. We're in the third section of this Path to the Heart course. We're in our love section. Wow, so you guys, we're week 6. So, oh yeah, if you guys have made it this far, I really applaud you for just taking time for yourself. Like, 6 weeks dedicated to you, dialing in on you, is definitely a good thing. So thank you guys for being here. What I want to do in this first little section before we actually get into love is I want to tie together the other 2 sections, and so you guys can just see how this is all blended together and how this is working as a cohesive unit, in hopes that it will make more sense to you and you can see how this is all working together. Okay? So in our first section, we were actually in that thinking triangle, right? Where we were spending that time thinking. That was the actual verb. Like, I'm going to be thinking today. Okay, well, what are we doing when we're thinking? Well, we're connecting with ourselves, and then we're actually reflecting on what it is that we're thinking about or experiencing during that time to think. Okay? We're pondering some big questions in that section. What do we want out of this life? You know, some really good stuff going on there. But what I was really wanting you guys to get or experience is just setting up the mental and the physical space for yourself. Right? We're really trying to develop the habits that has you doing that. Right? This is your practice. This is something that you're doing for life. Right? So during that first section, we really want to start to develop those habits that has you doing you. In that application portion, that was specifically what you were doing, is you were pre-planning a time for you to do you. Okay, so I hope that worked for you. And so once we're in that space and we're like, oh, what do I want out of this life? Oh, I want this, and no, I can never, and you start to go through all that stuff, it might become clear that there's things that are preventing you from being the best version of you. And that's where we went into that whole release in our river. Because what I wanted to do is identify that thought. I mean, God, we spent 3 weeks identifying that thought. I'm sure you're sick of it. But God, if you can pinpoint it and identify it, we can release it. Okay? So in that visualization exercise, I mean, during the application portion of release, we were doing that same thing. We kept revisiting that question. If I could release this thought, I would feel this emotion. And I'm hoping that triggers something nice within yourself of seeing, God, I'm visualizing what my life might look like or feel like if I was really releasing those negative thoughts. If I wasn't living in fear or sadness or heartache or whatever, guilt, shame. How different would my life look or feel if I was really striving towards love? Okay? And so we spent all that time trying to identify that thought because A, we're trying to create more bandwidth in our life. Like, we've got so many things coming at us all the time, and we're thinking about so many things, right? And so how many of those things that we're thinking about or experiencing are impacting us negatively? What habits, attitudes, and behaviors are we currently doing that are impacting us negatively? Okay, so that's what we're going to visit today in love, are those habits, attitudes, and behaviors. And we know how to release them, but we've got to figure out what those are first so we can replace them with habits, attitudes, and behaviors that have us feeling good, that are showing ourselves love. So that's what brings us here today, is to show ourselves some love. So thank you guys for making it thus far on this journey. These last 3 weeks, ooh, good stuff's happening. Okay, so let's keep going, guys. Girl journals open. Let's do this. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's get those girl journals open if they aren't already. And let's make sure you're in that place that's really going to aid in you being able to dial in on yourself. Okay? If we're going to do this, we might as well give ourselves the best opportunity to really dial in on ourselves and succeed at doing this. Okay? Okay, so girl journals open. And this is our next beautiful illustration. I mean, I'm sure you guys guessed it. You know what the symbol for this section is going to be, and that's the heart. Love, right? We're on the path to the heart. So let's go ahead and write that. I want to explain this illustration first, get you guys to write it, and then we'll go back through and chit-chat it out, all right? So just our third section, path to the heart, that's going to be love. So go ahead and write that at the top of your journal page. And then right underneath love, we're going to put today's date. It's always good to reference back on these dates to see where you've been and what's going on. Chart that progress. I love it. Okay? Now let's just draw our big old heart right in the middle of your page, and we're just going to throw a couple words in that heart. So we've got our big heart here. And in the top left portion of your heart, I mean, this can look however you guys want it, but let's just write that word peaceful. I'm going to write the word peaceful in the top left portion of our heart. Then once we've got that word peaceful written, let's write loving in the top right portion of our heart. The word loving. Okay, so we've got peaceful in the top left, loving in the top right, and then let's shoot down to the bottom. And let's write the word relationship in the very bottom of our heart. Relationship. Okay, so we've got peaceful, loving, relationship. And then guess what? Right in the middle of the heart, we're going to write the word myself. Myself. Peaceful, loving, relationship, myself. Cool. Okay. If you guys don't have that, then just go ahead and hit pause here if you need to or whatnot. But let's get moving on this. Take notes if you need to as well, too. You know, it all helps. But guys, yeah, I'm putting the heart, and like the whole thought of this thing is simple. Peaceful, loving relationship with myself, right? So what I'm trying to think here is I spent that time in release where I was starting to free up the bandwidth to be in a more peaceful, loving relationship with myself. And so that's what we're going to be thinking about in this section is, God, what things could I be doing, or what things am I currently doing that has me striving towards the peaceful and loving relationship with myself? Okay? And what we'll also be thinking about are the things that are preventing me from being in the peaceful and loving relationship with myself. Okay? What decisions am I making that has me feeling like crap? What habits, what attitudes, what behaviors am I doing that has me feeling like, or what habits, attitudes, behaviors am I participating in that has me working towards the peaceful and loving relationship with myself? Because that's true love, guys. I mean, we're in a relationship with ourselves. We cannot be in a successful and happy and healthy relationship with other people if we're not in love with ourselves. I know this sounds crazy and outlandish and whatever other, adjective that describes that, But boy, it's been my experience that this life just gets that much more fulfilling when I'm working towards this. Okay? And the other thing I want to think about again is what's preventing me from feeling this way. Oh, it's myself. That's it. There's that common factor. It's myself. Okay? So hopefully that illustration, you kind of got that. Take a little notes if you need to, but that's the thought around this. All right? But we've got a really good question coming up for you guys next. So flip that page in the journal, and let's ask ourselves this good old question, okay? Cool. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so this is page number 2 of our growth journals in this section of love, okay? So sorry if you guys can't see this. Some of the writing's a little small, but what I want to do is just go through and just, I'll dictate this and we'll go through. It's pretty simple and self-explanatory, but I really just wanted to give this beautiful shot for you guys, okay? So what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and write this question first in our journals right here, right? And what this question reads is it says, what habits, attitudes, behaviors? What habits, attitudes, behaviors? Don't have me striving towards. Don't have me striving towards. Striving towards what? Oh, that same heart that was on the first page. Let's just go ahead and write that again, okay? That love, the heart with our peaceful, loving relationship. And then right in the middle of that heart is myself, okay? Give you a couple seconds to jot that down while I just look at this sun setting. Waves are coming in, my feet's in the water. Oh, I'm showing some love to myself right now. Okay, so one more time the question reads, what habits, attitudes, behaviors don't have me striving towards, well, towards what? Oh, that peaceful and loving relationship with myself. Okay, get that down. I'll tell you what I wrote right here. Go ahead and write this, but this is something that you've already done in think and you've already done in release. But all I wrote at the very bottom of this is what we're going to do is we're going to pre-plan a time this week to ask ourselves this question and to revisit this exact same question. Okay? So we're going to pre-plan a time this week to ask, and then I just drew an arrow pointing right back up to that question. All right. So, guys, I just want you to check in with yourselves and really ask ourselves, this habits, attitudes, behaviors, what kind of stuff am I thinking or doing, throughout my week and my daily actions that don't have me striving towards a peaceful, loving relationship with myself? It's simple. I'm either doing things and it's making me feel good, or I'm doing things and it's not making me feel good. It might seem good in the moment, but after it's just like, that doesn't feel very good. Okay? And so this is for you to kind of meditate on and stew on and really apply to your own life and ask yourself, does me gossiping at the water cooler every single day, is that have me working towards a peaceful and loving relationship with myself? Eating 3 Big Macs and drinking 128 ounces of Coke, does that have me working towards a peaceful, loving relationship with myself? I don't know. That's for you to decide, and you can apply this to your life. That's the whole point of this. This is self-study, okay? So what we'll do is we're going to give you guys some nice landscape to actually just do this right now and just start to process and jot some things down in your journal. But what we're going to do is, we're going to spend some time in the middle of the week, hopefully a Tuesday, a Wednesday, a Thursday morning where you're spending time with yourself, and you're going to revisit this exact same question and ask myself, what habits, attitudes, behaviors not have me striving towards that peaceful, loving relationship. And just free flow, just write whatever comes your way. Okay? Because again, like I want to know tomorrow, if I'm going to show myself love, what am I doing and what am I not doing? And I think that this will really help with that, to really dial in on that stuff. Okay? So, take this as just even a little meditation point, and hopefully you're thinking about this throughout the week, and then you're going to stop and check in with yourselves during the week and just ask yourself this exact same question and see what's going on. And I pray that you're authentic and genuine with yourself in doing this, because that's how you're going to really experience the best results. And man, does this feel wild to be working towards this peaceful and loving relationship with yourself. Because not only am I feeling completely different when I'm working on this, everybody else that I'm involved with or talk to, they feel completely different as well. It's a completely different experience just being on this planet when I'm working towards that. Hence it's called Path to the Heart. Okay? Cool, guys. Take this throughout your week, and I hope this is really beneficial, because we've only got 2 weeks left on this, and so we're going to close out beautifully. But let's think about some of this stuff. All right? Thank you for spending the time doing this and working on yourselves and showing yourselves some love. I'm seeing the sunset, hearing the waves. Oh, it feels good. Thank you, guys.